How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick review of how I've set up my gauges in my 2022 Hyundai Elantra N. So I had a gentleman reach out to me saying that he'd like me to go over my settings, and he doesn't want to mess with everything. He just wants me to kind of show him what I have set up for mine and make it easy for them. And maybe it'll help someone out if, like I said, you don't want to go through all the settings, because there is a lot of settings in this car. It can be a little intimidating. Okay guys, so first I'm going to go over the gauge cluster. So you can see here I have my gauge cluster set up in this theme. No matter which drive mode I go in, you see there's the different drive modes. It stays with the blue gauge theme. These are my favorite gauges that are available, and so that's why I went with them. But the way that this car comes, the default setting, you might say, is that this gauge cluster is set up to change with the drive modes. So if you go to setup on your navigation button here, and then you go to vehicle, and you go to cluster and cluster theme selection, then you can see this linked drive modes, and that's what is going to be default. So when that is set to default, you'll see right now it stays the same because it's on eco, and that's the default gauges for eco. But you can see that's regular or normal, that's sport, and that's eco. And so these drive modes are changed via the left N button here, or there's a drive mode button down here by the shifter. And so again, this is how it comes default, is it'll be linked to drive mode. Now, if you don't want it to be that, let's say you really like the white gauges, why, I don't know why you would. I think these are the worst looking, but let's say you did that. You did like that, you would just click off of the drive mode and go to classic A. That's going to be your white gauges. You can see as I go through, it stays with the white gauges. Obviously it'd be the same with B, that's going to be your red gauges, same thing there. And then C is the blue gauges. These are my favorites. The reason why I like these the best is they're just very clear to read, and when you go to N, it's almost the same kind of style, so it kind of just matches the theme a little bit better. The car has blue lighting, you can see. I mean, this is the ambient lighting, I have set the red, but the rest of the lighting is blue, so I think that it just matches the theme better. Now, another thing that's going to be set up default in this is going to be when you hit the drive mode, it's going to show you a detailed alert. This is how it's set up default. And so what this does is when you hit the drive mode, you'll see there it pops up with this little car thing on the side, N mode. You can see there, it's pretty cool, but it gets a little distracting for the passengers. You can do a simple alert, which is basically just a banner at the top of the screen, but I prefer it just off, and I can just see in my gauge cluster, what I'm at, so I don't need the navigation to be showing everyone what drive mode I'm going in. So that's my gauge cluster set up there. Like I said, I have the blue, that's my favorite gauges. Now we're going to go to the N mode screen, and I'm going to show you how I have my custom N set up. The buttons on my steering wheel are set up default, so you have your left N button here. Sorry, it is dark, so it's hard to see, but you also have your right N button. That's going to go between N, full on N, and N custom 1, and that's how it comes default. Now, if you want to change this, you could hold down the N button, and what's going to happen is this is going to pop up, and you can see you can change your left N button, your right N button to do these different, different modes. But N mode to custom 1 is how I like it on the right. That's default, makes it nice and easy. So let's go back to N, and we're gonna go back to the screen here. We just have to go back. So this is how I have my N screen set up. I have my turbo pressure over here, and I have my power over here. Now default, I believe this is like brake pressure and throttle response. I'm not sure, throttle percentage. If you want to change any of these, all you have to do is just hold down, and then it'll give you options to pull these over, and you can move things around. But again, this is how I like mine set up. The main reason why I put the PSI here is because when you're in N mode and you hit the NGS button, it's not going to do it now because I'm not moving, but the little timer appears right here and covers up the PSI and the torque, which torque I don't really care about, but the PSI is important. So that's why I put it here. So in case I can't see it when the NGS button is active, I can go over here and see what PSI I'm hitting. Now the other default thing here will be like, I believe it's the N track thing, and you can see the little car go around the N. I ended up putting my custom one over here. And so what this does is, these are my custom one settings, just the kind of the quick settings. And I can quickly go here, stay on this main screen and change my, you know, steering and suspension. So let me, if you scroll over from this page, this is going to be your custom N1. And I have everything set, like I said, to full N mode. This is how all of them are set when you click N mode, except for the steering and suspension. Now you have normal, you have sport, and sport plus. Sport plus is, like I said, N mode pretty much. I keep my steering in the softest, suspension in the softest. The car is already very stiff, and if there's any potholes or, you know, bad roads, you're gonna want it in the softest suspension. And steering gets very, very heavy when it's in full, you know, Sport Plus. Now, it's really great when you're on a back road and you're really, you know, trying to be precise. But regular, you know, around town driving, you're stopping, you're backing up into a parking space, it gets very, very heavy. So I like to keep mine in just normal. And like I said, everything else is full up except for the traction control, which even in N is in this sport setting, because Sport Plus is basically turning traction control off, and I don't recommend that. But everything else, like I said, engine's in Sport Plus, transmission Sport Plus, exhaust Sport Plus, ELSD, it only has sport as the highest, so you can't go higher than that. So again, only thing I mess with is steering and suspension in Custom 1, and I just turn those all the way down. The rest of the settings are pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, normal exhaust, you're gonna have the quietest. You go to sport, it's gonna be loud, but no pops. Sport Plus is gonna be your full-on N mode where you get the pops and bangs and all that stuff. You know, pretty self-explanatory with the other stuff. Like, it's just going to be the most aggressive settings in Sport Plus. So my ambient lighting set to, I believe it's like sunset red or something like that, but you can also change all that. It's very easy. So go to setup, go to vehicle, and then it should be lights, ambient light, and then you have your color. Sunrise red is what I have it. But, you know, you can change it to yellow. Yeah, and then you got like orchid green. You got a whole bunch of different colors you can change it to, ocean blue. But sunrise red is my favorite. So that gives you a quick rundown. If you guys have any questions about the way I have things set up, just, you know, give me a comment in the comment section, and like and subscribe. Till the next video, peace out.